Right, now listen to this. Actor and wrestler John Cena recently split from ex-fiancee Nikki Bella. He made her sign a formal contract before they moved in together in 2013. It stated that if they ever broke up, she would have to leave the premises immediately. Are relationship prenups a good idea?
I say yes. I think that they're a really good idea. I mean, by the time that you get to the point where you don't want to be with each other anymore, you want it to go as smoothly as possible. And at this point, you can pull out that piece of paper and be like, this is yours, this is mine, and you can separate in a nice, amicable way. At least that's what you hope.
I don't know. If I'm done with someone, I'm done. I don't want any of this. Take it. I'm out. I think if you have a prenup or if you have some sort of contract, you're already going into the relationship with an expiration date. You're thinking, I'm gonna break up with you.
This wasn't a prenup, though. This was a contract that he put in front of her, 46 pages, that says, if we're going to break up, you are out the door. Ladies, your strongest weapon is your intuition. If somebody's handing you a contract on day one saying, if it don't work, your ass is out the door, your ass needs to be out the door on day one.
I agree.
I don't even understand what's going on.
This is a 46-page contract. You know, it's a funny thing. I agree. If you go into it with the idea that it's going to end, let me tell you something. I don't know a single person that has a prenup that ain't had to use it. She's
Okay, what the here? This is definitely ain't this some bull. I got the link down in the comment section. You can watch this video for yourself. Basically, this guy, one of the world's oldest simps, Steve Harvey, is on a panel on his old show that's now canceled with these three women. And the one that was yelling about, you need to be out the door on day one. Here's the problem. They're trying to compare a prenuptial agreement to an actual marriage to John Cena and Nikki Bella, who were never actually married. Now, I will say what the woman said had some validity, but that was a relationship. When you're talking marriage, especially if you got a lot of money, what's the difference between that and getting house insurance or car insurance? Those in itself are plan Bs. And to me, if you go into a divorce, that in itself is a plan B. And those that say, well, we ain't never divorcing. That ain't never an option. People like that, quite honestly, I wish them well, but to me, they're damn fools. I mean, I hope it works out for you. I mean, because there are marriages right now who, for religious reasons or for whatever reason, they have that mindset of, oh, divorce is not an option. Yeah, they may have been together 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years, 50 years, but them marriages and them relationships might be miserable as hell. They might be miserable as hell, but out of some religious obligation or out of pride, they will not split up. They will not split up, even though for their physical and mental health, and even for the kids' health if they have children, it's probably best that they do split up. Now, in the case of Steve Harvey, he will probably look at somebody like me. I'm 46. He'll probably look at somebody like me and say, well, you ain't never been married. I am. I'm an expert on being a man. And I'll be like, hold up. First off, you might be older than me, and usually I do respect my elders. But you know what? I've also ran across a lot of old fools. A lot of guys that are still saying stuff that I would expect from somebody in their teens, in their 20s, in their 30s, maybe even my age. Well, even by the time you're my age, you should be out of that. But anyway, I would expect out of a younger man. But I be hearing this out of old fools. And just because you older, don't mean you're wiser. There are some old people, and Steve being chief among them, who are more foolish than some of these young people out here who should know better by now. And you know, I know somebody like Steve will probably look at me and be like, well, you ain't never been married. I said, yeah, but what's better? Ain't never been married or a person that's been married 3 times and the first 2 marriages were a disaster, and if the dirt sheets are to be believed, your 3rd marriage ain't doing all that hot either. So really, this is what I've come to learn. If I ask somebody for advice on marriage or relationships, I'm going to ask somebody that I actually trust. And somebody who actually may know what they're talking about. I'm not going to just ask anybody just because they're married. Because, like I said, I've come to learn you got some old fools running around out here. And this panel, this is why I'm glad the Steve Show is gone. Because this guy is the world's biggest simp. And he be, instead of checking some of these women, he be going along with these women, even though they sound like fools. I'm not going to play that whole audio. I only played a clip of it at the beginning of this video. You can go to the link in the comment section. And even Alba and Preach spoke on this. And I'm going to have a link to their video too, to get their reaction. But these women, well, except for that Rachel chick. That Rachel chick is probably the only one of the 3 that had any sense. Them other 2 women, and in fact, Alba and Preach on that one in the middle that was yelling in that one, had some receipts for her. So you go see for yourself. Anyway, this is another edition of A.T.S.B.S. And for those of you that don't know, it stands for Ain't This Some Bull?